We all want to have healthy relationships, but most of us have never really learned what it really means. Here are my top tips for having a good and healthy relationship. Communicative and proactive are the key words. Do the things you did in the first year you were dating. As the months and years go by, we tend to become lazy in our relationship. We lose the patience, gentleness, thoughtfulness, understanding, and general effort we once made for our partner. Think back to the first year of your relationship and write down all the things you did for your partner. And start doing them again. Try it. Ask for what you want. Over time, we assume that our partners know us so well that we don't have to ask for what we want. What if I made this assumption? Expectations are established and also quickly deflated. These unmet expectations can cast doubt on the viability of our partnerships and connections. Keep in mind that looking for what you want can range from emotional desires to sexual desires. Become an expert on your partner. Think about who your partner really is and what bothers them physically and emotionally. We can let ourselves be consumed by what we think they want instead of focusing on what really resonates with them. Remember, if it matters to your partner, it doesn't have to make sense to you. Just do it. Ask questions beyond just how was your day. At the end of a long day, we tend to mentally look outside our life and, consequently, our relationship. We rely on the standard question. How was your day? But because we hear this question so often, many of us will reflexively answer with the bare minimum. Good. How did yours go? This does not improve your connection and can even harm it because you lose the ability to connect regularly in a small way. If your initial "how was your day" doesn't lead to a lot of conversations, try asking more creative follow-up questions. What made you smile today? Or what was the busiest part of your day? You will be amazed at the answers you get, with the added benefit of getting more information about your partner. Create a weekly habit to check in with each other. It can be short or long, but start by asking each other what worked and what didn't work in the last week and what could be improved in the next week. Also, take the opportunity to align with your schedules, schedule an evening date, and talk about what you'd like to happen in your relationship over the next few days, weeks, and months. Without a deliberate appointment to do a temperature check, unmet needs and resentment can grow. Keep it sexy. What might change in your relationship if you and your partner commit to increasing the behaviors you both find sexy and reducing the ones that don't? Think of it in its broadest form. Sexy can certainly refer to preferences in the bedroom, but also represents what inspires us in our partner in everyday life. Do you find it sexy when they help around the house? Do you find it unsexy when they use the restroom with the door wide open? Talk about what staying sexy specifically means in your relationship. Let yourself be surprised, laugh, and be inspired. Get creative about the time you both spend together. Break the food and the movie routine and find out how a little novelty can truly rejuvenate your relationship. Are you on a tight budget and unable to go big? Search the internet for cheap dating ideas and be amazed by the abundance of options. Can't afford a babysitter? Try swapping babysitting time with friends who have children. It is free and they will probably be very happy to bring your children as they can take advantage of it when they accompany them to your home. Get it on. Unless you are in an asexual partnership, sex and touching, kissing, holding hands, cuddling, etc. are important parts of a romantic relationship. Of course, the amount of sex a couple has depends on the individual, so it's imperative that you discuss your ideas about this in order to manage any discrepancy in desires. Rare are the times when both partners are in the mood at exactly the same second, but in general, most people tend to get it after the first few minutes, even if they weren't in the mood. Take a mental vacation every day. Distractions in life and work can preoccupy us, leaving little time or energy for our partner. Practice the art of wearing the relationship hat. This means that, unless there is an emergency or a delay, we are fully present when we are with our partner. We really hear what they're saying, instead of pretending to listen, we let go of our distractions and don't notice them again until the sun comes up and we walk through the door. Take fight breaks when needed. If conflicts inevitably arise, remember to approach them thoughtfully and with great kindness towards your partner and yourself. If you find that stress is starting to escalate during a conversation about a conflict, either or both of you can take a break so cooler heads can take over. The crux of this tool is that you have to choose a specific time to revisit the conversation, e.g. 10 minutes from now, 2 p.m. Tuesday, etc., so that you can reach close. In conflicts, dig deep to discover your true feelings. For most disagreements, we communicate from the top layer, which includes the obvious emotions like anger, annoyance, etc. Leading from this place can create confusion and a defensive attitude, which ends up diverting attention from the real problem. Start communicating from the bottom line, which are the feelings that really drive your reactions, such as disappointment, rejection, loneliness, or disrespect. This type of expression creates an immediate sense of empathy because it takes honesty and vulnerability to share from this space. Tensions dissipate, and this is where solutions can emerge. Just make sure to use friendly, non-reactive language when expressing those lowest feelings, like "I felt hurt by," instead of "you're so dumb," etc. Try to understand, not agree. Simple in concept, difficult in application. Conversations quickly turn into discussions when we want to hear our partner admit we were right or when we intend to change our minds. Choose to engage in a conversation as an opportunity to understand your partner's point of view rather than waiting for him to give up. From this point of view, we have an interesting dialogue and avoid a persistent outburst or frustration. Make your apologies count. It is common knowledge that apologizing is a good thing, but it only really has an impact if you mean it. Saying things like "I'm sorry you think that way," "I'm sorry you see it that way," or "I'm sorry I upset you" is a waste of time and breath. Even if you disagree that your action is wrong, you can never successfully discuss a feeling. Accept that your partner feels hurt. From this place, a genuine apology can have a significant impact. If you love your partner and are hurting them, intentionally or not, you can always legitimately apologize for the pain you've caused, regardless of what you've done or not. You are now officially armed with a complete guide to a strong and healthy relationship. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe. See you soon.